I was perusing Twitter as I do, and in between some roasts came upon quite the interesting headline. TD Bank pleads guilty to Bank Secrecy Act and money laundering conspiracy violations in a $1.8 billion resolution. Now, this is something that I don't recall ever seeing before, so I thought surely this just happened, but no. Upon further inspection and going to the justice.gov website, this happened back in October 2024. Washington, TD Bank NA, TDBNA, the 10th largest bank in the United States and its parent company, TD Bank US Holding Company, pled guilty today and agreed to pay over $1.8 billion in penalties to resolve the Justice Department's investigation into violations of the Bank Secrecy Act and money laundering. They pled guilty to conspiracy to fail to maintain an anti-money laundering program that complies with the BSA, failed to file accurate currency transaction reports, and launder money. TD Bush pled guilty to causing TDBNA to fail to maintain the AML program that complies with the BSA and to fail to file accurate CTRs. TD Bank's guilty pleas are part of a coordinated resolution with the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve Board, as well as the Treasury Department's Office of the Comptroller, of the Currency and Financial Crime Enforcement Network, FinCEN. By making its services convenient for criminals, TD Bank became one, said Attorney General Merrick B. Garland. Today, TD Bank also became the largest bank in U.S. history to plead to the Bank Secrecy Act program failures and the first U.S. bank in history to plead guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering. TD Bank chose profits over compliance with the law, a decision that is now costing the bank billions of dollars in penalties. Let me be clear. Our investigation continues and no individual involved in TD Bank's illegal conduct is off limits. I'm sure you've definitely rounded up more than half of the company and the actual people involved, but we'll see, I suppose. Apparently, there's been about 12 to 20 arrests, but I haven't gone digging too far into that. What I'm actually worked up over is the fact that Visa has known this for over a year. Visa, of course, famously has the very vague language of needing to protect their brand, and they will subject individuals to investigations and then conclude whether or not whatever they're selling is actually good or not for their brand. We have a lot of issues with censorship revolving around adult markets, but of course, the one that I'm very concerned about is relating to creative freedom and censorship. We have seen a lot of shops close because Visa, MasterCard, and other payment processors and banks refuse to service legal fiction in Japan, America, and other places around the world. So I was very surprised to see that Visa remains the only financial network to be servicing the TD Bank. Apparently, TD Bank committing the financial frauds, having to pay $1.8 billion in our two-tier justice system is a lot less damaging to their brand than anime titties. I think that that's crazy. I actually think that that's wild that Visa says, oh, you're assisting the cartels in their drug trafficking? That's not a big deal. It happens to the best of us. But then they'll come in and say, whoa, buddy, that doodle looks a little dangerous. I can't tell what I'm looking at, and because I'm too stupid to distinguish between reality and fiction, we're gonna have to shut it down. I am absolutely flabbergasted that this is the state of the world today. TD Bank should have absolutely lost their partnership with Visa, but instead it's better than ever. Because once again, they are exclusively on the Visa network. So I can only conclude, Visa is all for drug trafficking and working with cartels. The more you know.